Hey everybody, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. How you doing today? Click. We all need to keep calm, apparently. This has to do with the political message for today. They said a political message, not a prediction for you today, okay? But perfect mug. Y'all need to keep calm, okay? So we'll get there. We'll get there. So welcome if anybody's new to my channel. Thank you for being here. Go grab something to drink and let's hang out for a little bit, okay? We're going to talk a little spiritual, a little political, really just more spiritual, trying to figure out how to navigate these political waters right now, or just the world in general, you know. So I've got a little bit of astrology to share with you today. And normally, I think most of the astrology, I'm going to explain it in a minute, but most of the astrology is going to be shared in our weekly newsletter, okay? So if you want to get more or assure that you even hear it, because you might not hear every single minute of every one of my videos. Well, of course you do. Of course you do, right? But if you don't, then, and you don't want to miss it, there's a QR code right there in the corner. If you want to grab that, you can sign up for our weekly newsletter. And I will be sharing with you some astrology that I am getting from our community astrologer now that I have hired to give us a report every month on what could be happening. And what's amazing is she did the birth chart of our community, the Ask the Spirit Guides community, okay? So I have not dived into that yet, and I actually haven't totally dived into the June report, but she sent a separate message. Her name is Faye, and if you are wondering who Faye is, you could go to right here in the corner, this other side, is our new small business directory. So it's a directory of small businesses in our community. And you could go there and you could look under services, spiritual services, and I think it's spiritual services and products. Now I got to memorize these, but it doesn't matter. It's under spirituality, spiritual. We have two sections for spiritual. Anyway, so Faye's in there. I have a feeling her calendar is probably booking up at this point, but there's a bunch of other awesome people and artists and authors. And so please check them out, you guys, if you want to support small businesses of those in our community. Okay. So anyway, so I have asked Faye to run a monthly report. And she came up with the idea of doing the birth chart for our community. I know the exact time that I recorded the first video for this community and the date, and so the place, and so she was able to do a birth chart for us. How cool is that? So as I dive into the information, I'll be sharing in more detail in the newsletter, okay? And it will help all of us individually. It's not just for the community. It's about how we all collectively are coming together and doing the spiritual journey. So I've got a spiritual message for you today from the Lead Team Collective. That is our collective. That's the name of all of our spirit teams put together. So if you have found yourself here, your guides, your spirit team is a part of the Lead Team Collective, okay? And so they have a spiritual message for us today, and they have a political message, okay? And then they wanted me to use a couple oracle decks as well to give you additional messages. So let's start with the astrology, because this is really important. And there's a meditation that Faye put together for us as well to set a community intention of love winning and for the world and for the United States and for the world, okay? Because obviously it's a little chaotic, isn't it? Hence the keep calm, everybody, right? So Faye has a 2-minute meditation she put together for us, which is amazing. I will link that in the description below, okay? I will also post it in the post area of the channel. So you'll have to find your way to one of those, okay? I sent it out on an email yesterday. So if you do have the newsletter, I sent an email yesterday. So you should have gotten the newsletter. If you have signed up for the newsletter and you're like, I'm not getting it, then it's probably likely that you didn't confirm your subscription. Okay. So when you, most of the time now, when you sign up for an email, you are required to confirm your subscription. So you would have gotten a second email from us that said, please confirm that you want to get it. This avoids us collecting a bunch of spam email for people who don't want. Okay, so we have to be careful about that. So if that's why you're not getting it, or check your spam folder, okay, or your junk folder. All right. Okay, so here's what is coming up for this weekend. Okay, so Faye writes, and I'm reading this verbatim from an email that she sent me. So in the Ask the Spirit Guides June report, I mentioned that this month brings huge energetic shifts from June 9th, so we're 3 days in, to the 25th. Okay, you might want to write that down, June 9th to the 25th, just to remind yourself that this is a time where we're going to have huge energetic shifts, okay? On June 14th and 15th, that's this weekend, and does everyone know what's going on the 14th? A lot. So if you haven't seen the map of all of the, here, let me grab my phone. If you haven't seen the map, I'll try to pull it up quickly. Actually, I took a picture of it. Of all the protests that are going on. Actually, there's way more. If you go on 5051, it's way more than that now. That was like, when did I take this? That was last Friday. It's way more. There's dots all over the place. It's incredible. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. So, so obviously that's going on all over, and that dumb military parade, you guys know how I feel about that. Unbelievable. And also it's Dumpy's birthday. So, I did hear him out of his mouth yesterday. I was listening to a different person. He was reporting on this, and Trump did say that protesters, he used the word protesters. He didn't say rioters. He said protesters. If protesters, and I think he was referring to it in DC specifically, if they think they're going to protest, then we're basically, I don't know, I can't say verbatim what he said, but basically that they're coming out with force is how he took it. And he used the word protesting. So, constitutional crisis yet, people? Anybody think we're in a constitutional crisis yet? Hello. And I'm saying anybody, meaning like the Dems, MAGA, who voted for him. Anybody curious about it? Yes, I am trying to keep calm for sure. It's not easy, is it? I was getting riled up yesterday. I had to take a step back from some of the stuff I was listening to, because it is heating up, and I'm wondering if I'm getting more riled up. Like you've heard me over the last couple of weeks, if you've been on the, in the community over the last couple of weeks, I've been like, oh my God, I'm so calm and Well, I'm a little riled up right now when I hear Trump or the stuff that they're doing. But I wonder if that has to do with the energetic shifts that are taking place from June 9th to the 25th. Okay, so June 14th to the 15th, June 14th and 15th, so Saturday and Sunday, Mars and Uranus will make a very hard aspect that points to a strong potential for something unexpected and explosive to happen in the collective. Okay, now unexpected and explosive sounds pretty intense, doesn't it? So Faye said last summer, a similar aspect occurred on the day of Trump's attempted assassination in Butler, Pennsylvania. Okay, so it was the similar kind of, so something big. Okay, now the question is, does it always have to be negative, right? Maybe the unexpected and explosive will be how many people show up on Saturday. at the protest. It doesn't have to be negative. That's my interpretation. And the more of us who participate in this 2-minute meditation on love winning, maybe we will have some influence on that. So if something explosive or if something doesn't, it's not, where a bunch of people get hurt or something like that, if that doesn't happen, maybe we had some influence, or maybe the unexpected and explosive ends up being a positive thing, meaning how many people show up. That's the only thing that's my one example, because that's a huge thing, right? Okay, so Faye says these are days for care and caution. Care and caution. I'm not talking about living in fear, but we need to be aware. This is wise self-care that goes beyond taking a spa day. Okay, what's really funny is this is the deck that they chose to share with you today. This popped out right away. So isn't that interesting? Now that I'm reading that, The Little Frog's Guide to Self-Care. This is from somebody in the community. It's so cute. So we're going to be looking at that. Okay, so beyond a spa day, you guys, this is wise self-care. The full moon on the 11th, so we had a full moon on the 11th, and the days after through the 15th. Okay, so that's Sunday, that's Father's Day, are really lighting up Trump's birth chart. So that's another combination, part of the piece, a piece of the puzzle, okay? And knowing him, it's not going to go well. Yeah. Because we have proof of that, right? It's just the way he is. And actually now that it's funny because I am reading this now with you, even though I did put in the newsletter, I'm reading it again. And now when I'm thinking about what the message is worth with the pendulum today, it makes so much sense. Okay, you'll see in a second. Okay, so and knowing him, it's not going to go well. We can see that already in California. Okay, I'm wondering if as a community, we could take a few minutes to hold space together. Okay, take in a few deep breaths and hold the intention for ourselves and for our world that love wins. Okay, so let's just do that for right now in case you don't have the time to go and do the 2-minute meditation. I'm hoping like most of us will. And if you could do that 2-minute meditation every day until the 15th, that would be even more amazing. I'm definitely going to do that. But let's just take a deep breath right now, and just in your mind's eye, or just, deep breath and then blow out, and then just say love wins. Love will deal with it. Love will take care of it. Okay. I mean, I already feel calmer, right? The minute I remind myself, I've been doing that a lot. You guys know I've been doing, that's been my sort of recent practice, is saying if I get sort of uptight, like yesterday I was getting uptight listening, I'm like, love will deal with it. I'll let love deal with it. Okay. So thank you so much, Faye. Like I said, I'll be sharing more of her reporting. You're going to get snippets here in the videos, there's no doubt. But if you want sort of the full picture each month, then the newsletter is the place to be. Okay. And again, don't forget to click on that 2-minute meditation and save the link so that you can go back to it. Okay. So let's take a look. So again, every morning, for those who are new, I use the dowsing rods. I say a prayer, which you'll hear me say in a minute. And when I do these videos, when I prep for these, I ask for the lead team collective, which is all of our spirit teams. Okay. I always ask, do you have a message for us today? They say yes. They say yes and then no. They can say yes and no to me. So I said, do you have a spiritual message? They said yes. I said, do you have a political message? They said yes. And I said, is it a political prediction? Because sometimes it's a prediction. And they said no. It's a political message. Okay. So this is really interesting. The spiritual message, we're going to do that one first. It's interesting. The second part of the spiritual message is kind of interesting. And I think it's for somebody, I think it's specifically for some people in the community. I'm not 100% sure. Okay. So why are you losing balance? Okay, why are you losing balance? So when I think of balance, the first thing I thought of was like literally physically losing balance. Okay. So some of us could be physically losing balance by not taking care of ourselves, right? Especially, the older we get, the more we have to take care of ourselves. But also psychologically losing balance. Oh my God, there's just so many ways. Every single part of our lives has to be balanced, right? Or we get out of balance and it feels uncomfortable. So what part of your life are you losing balance right now? I did ask, is this an individual message or a collective message? They said it's for us individually. Okay. Then I said, well, do you have why are you asking that? And they said, losing always money. Okay. So I did say, are you guys talking to me specifically? And they said no. Okay, so that leads me to believe that they want all of us to look at, why are you losing your balance? Why are you losing your balance? But there are some people's, the balance has to do with money. Okay, so I don't know why they chose to pick that one out. I didn't show, for those who are new, the way I get these messages. I use a pendulum and I use this, and this is in our directory as well. The person who sells these is in the directory, but I use a pendulum, and so they spell things out for me. Okay, they spell this is exactly how they spell it out. And that's exactly how they spell it out. Why are you? And I'm used to that now, so it usually ends up in a question for us. Okay, so let's take a look at that real quick, you guys, with the Little Frog's Guide to Self-Care. Now, I have 64 Oracle decks. I shuffle these. All my decks are written here. So this one fell right away. It was the only one. Sometimes big groups of them will fall, and then I have to use the dowsing rods to figure out which one. That one fell right away. That just came out. I was like, okay, all right. This deck is just so adorable. Okay, so I will link this below if anyone wants to take a look at it. It's kind of cool because it comes with, I have it sitting, it comes with this little wood with a slit in it that you can put your cards in. So if you got this deck and then you shuffled once a day and got a little, from your guides could give you a little guidance on self-care, then you could stick it in that little wood thing. I have mine out because I have my cards in it. So any Oracle deck, I love that little piece of wood. I have a wider one. It's a wider piece of wood like this with a slit in it. I've used it for readings before, but not a small one. It's kind of nice with just one card. Okay, so I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides, guardians, the lead team collective, again, your guides included, and only those of the highest and purest light, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect my channel, your channel, our community, the lead team collective, so it is only of the highest and purest light. Amen. Okay. So you guys, now I'm talking to the lead team. Oh, there we go. Popped right out. I'm talking to the lead team collective here. Let me just see if they have any other cards they want us to have. This might be a pick one. I'm not sure. Do you have any other cards you want me to pull? No? Okay. Is the one in front of me the one you wanted me to read? Yeah, you guys are very clear today. They're very clear today, I have to say. It's either that or my energy is, it's just very clear. Oh, okay. All right. Look at how cute. I will be gentle with myself. Okay. So we are getting out of balance. So why are we're getting out of balance in certain areas, right? Some of us are losing always money or always losing money. It's funny that they spell it out that way. They spell it out losing always money rather than always losing money. Okay. So that might be an area to look at for yourself. But at the same time, they want to encourage us to be gentle with ourselves. Okay. Remember what Faye said. This is a time. This isn't standard self-care time. This is like mega self-care time. Being situationally aware, watching how much you're watching, the drama in the collective. Okay, people are living out the karma balancing is going on as it always does. So people are living that out. Okay. If you're seeing things, it's not something you're actually living out yourself, but you're watching it and getting out of balance because you're watching someone else live out their karma balancing their karma from another lifetime or whatever, then you might need to take a step back and say, this is not mine to own. It's the live and let live message that we've recently gotten from our guides as well through an oracle card. Okay. I heard Venia. This was awesome. This was an amazing example. I will post Venia. It's my NDE from A to Z. It's her channel. If you've been around, you know that I love Venia. And I was listening to her most recent video, I think. So I will post her channel below in the description. And she's a psychic and medium. She's had some near-death experience. She had a near-death experience, so she came back with some of real clear abilities, okay? And she was talking about how those who are experiencing this, and you'll have to hear her directly to make sure. I'm not going to be able to say this exactly the way she said it, but those who are experiencing like ICE raids or being falsely accused or being taken or whatever, we can definitely still be extremely uncomfortable about that, but there is karma rebalancing or balancing going on there, just like there is with everything else going on there, and it had to do with World War II is what she specifically said. So she knows that because that's some intel that she's gotten. I love the intel. So that perhaps those who are now the captors, let's say, were the captees. Okay, so there, did you see what I mean? So there's some like rebalancing going on. Definitely listen to Venia. Go subscribe to her channel. Give her a thumbs up. She's amazing. Okay, so really, really helpful. Okay, so let's be gentle with ourselves and make sure that we're doing some very, very good self-care this weekend. Between now and the 25th, really, but between now and the 15th. Okay, till Sunday. Okay, so the political message. This is the political message, and of course they're talking about Trump. I wasn't 100% sure if they were talking about Elon or, because when you see what it is, you'll be like, okay, well, but they were talking about Trump losing his mind. I think we've heard this before. I don't have my bullet journal near me. I should have it near me. It's over in the other room, actually, because I was taking notes from the other day. But I think this is like the second time we've heard this, losing his mind. Okay, and then I said, why are you telling us this? I asked that question. They spelled out, keep calm. Keep calm, okay? So that is why y'all got to keep calm. My little handle a while ago, this handle was breaking. I bought this mug at a gift shop, at a thrift shop, and the handle was broken. So I Gorilla Glued the sucker. You put some Gorilla Glue on something, that sucker's never going to break. Still a little nervous about it though. Okay. Click. Keep calm, guys. So that's the political message, but they did want to use an oracle deck today, which is cosmic timing. So they want to give us some timing of something. So losing his mind. Yeah, it's clear. It's clear. I mean, it just seems like it's ramping up. It seems like that whole group is just that collective of them. It's almost like a mind, I want to say mind fucked, mind fuck. Like they're just like, I don't know, the collective of them is also losing their mind. Hey, you guys, when you say Trump is losing his mind, oh yeah, we did talk about this recently because I said, did you mean physically losing his mind or metaphorically? And they said metaphorically. Is that still true? Okay, so you're really wanting us to know that? Because you have given us that message twice now this week, I think. Yes. Okay. Now, is the whole, would you categorize the entire administration as quote unquote losing their minds? Yes. Okay. They're moving really slow. That's how Elon's energy was the other day when I did the lower self of Elon. Why are you guys moving so slow? Huh. I'll have to investigate that. Okay. All right. So let's look at that. They wanted me to use cosmic timing. Cosmic timing. It's kind of a fun one to use. Because actually, remember, they gave that card that's still sitting on the top because I haven't used this since May. So they said something was coming up in May. That was weird. And it was May holiday. I don't even know what happened on that. It's like sometimes I have to rely on you guys to see if anything actually happened. I'll have to go back to my book, but the energy obviously shifted, if nothing, but something was going to happen on Memorial Day weekend. Did anything happen, you guys? I can't even remember. Time for me now is just, I'm really just living in the moment that I can't even remember. Like, I have a hard time even remembering what I talked about on these videos, to be honest. Like sometimes someone will make a comment, I'm like, did I say that? I'm like, did that come out of my mouth? What the heck? It's very odd, but I kind of like it. I like it in a way that just because I'm very much living in the moment, most of the time, depends on if I get riled up about Dumpy, but okay. Did you guys have a political message with, oh, there it goes. Oh, this month. Okay. So the message was losing his mind, keep calm. And so I will clarify with them. Are they saying he physically will lose his mind this month? They said this, that's the one that fell this month. Let me see if there's anything else here. Okay, I'm not really feeling, nothing's shifting. Okay, so you guys are saying this month. Is there a connection here with Faye's astrology report of the 14th and 15th being, and Trump's birth chart? Is there a connection with your message with Faye's astrology? Yes. Okay. I think they might. I have my fan on kind of high above you guys. That's probably why they're going so slow. Okay, so okay. When you say this month, do you mean that is Trump losing his mind this month? Yes. Okay. More than other months? Yes. Okay. So more than other months. Clearly. All right. And you're asking us to keep calm because that was your message, right? So, and the astrology looks like we are really ramping up with explosive energy right now. How did Faye say that, you guys? Huge energetic shifts from the 9th to the 25th, okay? So if we can make it through the 25th and stay balanced, maybe, so Trump will, okay, so even if, okay, so he's going to lose his mind even more this month. Is that through the 25th? Yes. Okay. What about the 14th and 15th? Is it going to be throughout the 14th and 15th of this month? Yes. Okay. Is he going to lose his mind in reaction to how the American people are responding to him? Yes. Is that what's ultimately going to make him lose his mind? Allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. Okay. All right. Will he physically lose his mind because of that? Yes, allegedly entertainment purposes. Okay. All right. Is that really what's going to put him over the top? Is the public's response to him? Yes. Is it only Dems, the liberals, that are showing up that are going to put him over the edge? No. Is it also going to be mega finally turning on him, like, a high percentage of them. Yes. I was listening to Keith Olbermann today, and I'll post his channel below too. Anytime I talk about another channel, I always post it in the description. But Keith said there was a poll, and he said don't listen to the ones on, Fox, and he even said MSNBC and CNN, not those polls. But there was a poll that only 30%, 34% of people agree. I think it was his voters. It must have been his voters, because Keith was talking about MAGA, agree with what he's doing in California. And that's really low. So, so Keith said even MAGA are turning on him. They're finally turning on him. So I don't know. We'll see. So that will ramp him up, especially as Fade said about his birth chart is also ramping him up. So we'll just, pay attention to that. Okay. All right. So you got your marching orders for the next, at least till Sunday, 2-minute meditation daily if you could do it. Again, it'll be linked below. And in the post area of the channel. Okay. And keep calm. Continue with your 30-day challenge journaling. Focus on yourself. Really good self-care. Better self-care than normal, meaning watch where you're putting yourself. If you are called to go to the protests, then absolutely go. If that is like something in you that you're like, I'm going, like that's your guide, that's your intuition telling you that's a good place for you. If you're like, if you have I should go, but I don't really want to go, guess what that means? That means no. Okay. Just a little advice. That's really you. If you don't have a clear yes, this is how I'm starting to live my life, because that's when I'm learning about our guidance from our higher selves, our spirit teams. So if I get a clear yes about something, I'm like, let's do it. If I am wishy-washy and I can't get a clear yes, then the answer is no. It also has to do with my birth chart. It was information I've collected and the advice I've gotten from the person who did my birth chart. So, okay. So have an amazing weekend. Take care of yourself. Like I said, we've got our marching orders for the weekend. I will still be here at 2 p.m. every day. So if you need a little reprieve and some entertainment, we'll be doing a couple SG sessions over the weekend. So, okay. All right. Have a good one. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.